Cool, thank you. Evening, everyone. Hope we're all doing well. Happy Friday. We're going to chat about the Leuven game on Wednesday, where I thought were quite convincing, but we'll get into that, and then we'll look forward to the Palace game. We're going to introduce you to my guests. So we have Kev. How you doing, mate?
All good. Ready for Sunday?
Yeah, could do without that, to be honest. If I'm being truthful. But yeah, it should be good. Hopefully we can see some bit more rotation as well. And Laura, how are you doing, mate?
I'm good. So I'm very good. I've finished up for work today for 3 weeks, so I was rushing home and I'm in the merry mood now. It could be worse. I could sound like you.
Yeah. No, you can keep it. It's fine. James, how are you doing?
Well, good, mate. Not quite as festive yet as Laura. I've still got a couple of days left, but slowly getting into the whole festive Grinch spirit.
Yeah, you've got to stick to the character, mate. There's no reason. But yeah, and Paul, how are you?
Yeah, I am no way in the festive spirit yet whatsoever, but it could be at the bottom of a bottle or two.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah, Paul, you should be in more of the Christmas spirit than us. You've been working at the Christmas markets.
That's why he isn't.
It doesn't happen. A couple of years ago, somebody said that I'm the guy that makes Scrooge look festive.
That's a good. That's good. That I'll have some of that. So yeah, before we move on, do we have any comments, Laura?
We do. Catherine's in, obviously, and Alex at the moment. Said hello, evening all. Hope they're well. And then if any more comes up, then I'll let you know.
Cool, thank you. So yeah, hope you're all right, guys, as well. Yeah, so just get into it. Obviously going into Leuven, we obviously the qualify we qualified James already, but there was a slight chance if results went our way we could have got into the top four, but obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, going into the game, what was your thoughts with it? Because obviously it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Obviously you know you need to win, but it's not whatever happens anyway. We were through, isn't it?
Yeah, I think to be fair, I think they get as much as we were, shall we say, a bit optimistic and hoping for a top four finish. I think the main goal was just ensuring we didn't get a tricky playoff game. There was some decent enough teams in that we could have, depending on the positional finishing, could have found ourselves in a trickier situation. But on the whole, I think we lined up all right. Maybe a couple of changes I would have liked to have seen, maybe give a couple of players a rest. But other than that, I think we went out, done the job, done what we had to do, and on to the next round.
Yeah, no, I agree. Laura, obviously, well, on the game on the whole, before we go actually into it, these are the sort of games that we want to be controlling, aren't they? And obviously, having people like Kim and Leah back now, do you think that helps massively, or do you still think that we're yet to see the best of what we can offer?
Yeah, of course, obviously, we're noticing the slight differences at the moment. We're just having Kim back. Of course, we're still waiting on a full performance by Leah, which I'm hoping she gets a whole load of minutes more on Sunday than she has been getting, just to get her back in the swing of it. But even just having Kimmy back in that squad, it is a lot tighter performance, a lot neater performance. Passing was so much better in the Leuven game. Like, even just fluidity throughout the game was so much better. And even although there was chances that we could have took, we were still taking chances that we just wanted the players to take a lot more and them hitting the back of the net. But yeah, I think the more we see Leah and Kimmy back in the squad, I think the only way we can go from there is up.
Yeah. Kev, I'll come to you. Obviously, we saw a midfield of Kim, Kyra, and Mariona. I think that's probably the midfield we've been wanting to see, isn't it? To be fair, maybe the only difference is if we had a fit and firing Vicky Pelova, maybe instead of in Kyra's position, maybe. But I think that it's kind of what we want to be seeing, isn't it? Especially Mario in the 10.
Yeah. I still think Mariona's a long way off what she was last season.
Yeah.
Why that is, I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely going to be the preferred midfield as things stand. And
Yeah.
Kyra's just playing herself into that position. She's getting better every week. And obviously, yeah, with Kimmy back, she's just going to bounce off Kimmy, and just the confidence is coming through. You know, she's got the confidence to play the ball. She's got the confidence to make the runs. And yeah, as I say, the only way is up. And then, I mean, with the back four protecting our goalkeeper as they should, and now she's getting plenty of her own chant. Her confidence has got to be growing as well. Yeah, all in all, I think we're looking good, and let's just keep our fingers crossed that Leslie stops playing the crossbar challenge.
That's why they're practicing Kimmy Little volleying at her head, I think. But it's a really interesting debate which we'll actually have about Mariona. I'll start with you, Paul. I want to get everyone's views on this. Is Mariona off of it, or have we raised, or is our expectance of what Mariona does from last year, are we still expecting to be seeing that every game? Because I think there's a big, we know there's a big drop off, but you can't do it every week. And I'm just wondering, could it be that she's played all the games for us in the Champions League? She played all for Spain, didn't she? Like, what's your thoughts with Mariona, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, she's played so many minutes for us last season, and like you say, for Spain as well during the Euros. That has she just worn herself out, and she just needs 3 or 4 weeks rest again, which we have now got coming up after Sunday. And she was absolutely fantastic for us last season. She came in and just sort of changed that midfield up and was absolutely brilliant. So we're expecting that performance all the time, and we know we're not going to get it week in, week out from every player. But then saying that, the drop off has been quite a few games now in a row. So I think that the fatigue could be setting in a little bit, or there could be something else behind the scenes that we don't know about. But she's definitely not firing as she was for us last season.
Yeah. James, I'll come to you obviously about Mario. Obviously, we're seeing the pass accuracy, I think, with Mario. I think someone, or Catherine, 92%, I think. But it's like what Paul said. Are we seeing a different Mario? Because let's be honest, we've seen her playing in a more of a deep line midfielder role some points this season. Or do you think it's a bigger picture than she's just had a massive drop off and she's not in good form? Or what's your views on it?
I think there's many attributes to it. Obviously, one of them being she has played, literally, unless it was a good injury or anything like that, she ain't missed a game. She hasn't barely missed a minute. So there's that. There's the fatigue side. But I think as well, especially we picked up the injuries like that with Leah and Kimmy Little. there wasn't as much going forward. And Mariona's one of those ones. She's either the provider or looking for the one to be provided. And there's nothing really up there that she can hit. And I think that's one of the things that we've sort of noticed is it's a bit like the same sort of sense with Stina. She makes the runs, doesn't get the ball, and eventually when the ball does get that one play, Stina's not there because she's went, it's not going to happen. I think Marion is the same. There's no point in me running 30, 40 yards to get a ball or with a ball because I'm going to lift my head up and there's nothing there for me to hit. So I think that's got a bit to play with it. It could be a bit of form as well. I mean, listen, we're all the same. Everybody's human. It doesn't matter whether you're a professional footballer, just doing a basic, simple job. We've all got those days where we just go, you know what, I can't be bothered. But either two, I think she's a lot. I don't think she's been as bad as people are making out. But there is, I'd say, hopefully, with this rest, we're going to see a big improvement in the second half of the season.
Yeah, James, do you think she's more noticeable because it's Mariona though? Because we know what she can do. Like, but I don't think I agree. I don't think she's been any worse than people like Caitlin Ford or like even probably Kyra in some points. Like I know people think she's played well recently, but if she didn't make the mistakes what she made in the first place, she wouldn't have to make those very good defensive covering. But yeah, I don't know. Do you think her name goes before her? Because I don't think she's actually been that bad.
Definitely, I think it's exactly the same as we say. It's like Russo being up front. If Russo doesn't bang in a couple of goals, it's the same sort of pressure. And I think it's the same with Mariona, especially. Maybe not had the best of best seasons coming into Arsenal, leaving Barcelona. But with that, it sort of carries the thing. She's a European winner. She's dominant. It's trophy. So everybody's looking at her going, she's a player that's going to make everything. So there is that on her. But as I say, I think it's I don't think it's so much that she's really that bad. I think it's more a fan expectation.
Yeah.
Seeing what she did last season, seeing what she could do at Barcelona, seeing what she done with us last season, the expectation levels just went that bit too high to where even Mariona at her prime probably still wouldn't be able to fully satisfy some of the fans because they want that much more.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think sometimes you have to, whether they're the best players in the world or they still have to have time to settle. And she hit the ground running literally last season, but sometimes people just have a bit of a dip. Also, hi to Austin. Hope you're all right, mate. Hope you've enjoyed Belgium. And Darren, hope you're doing well as well. Hope you're not as tired as you was when I last saw you. But yeah. Laura, obviously we'll carry on.
Also in the chat as well.
Oh, and Dorian, I hope you're all right as well, mate. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, Mario, Laura, I'll come to you about that. Obviously we've heard everyone's points of views on it. Do you think the expectations a bit high and it's a bit over the top because we're all saying that she hasn't done what she was doing last season, but she's not. I think Catherine says she's played like over 5,000 minutes for club and country.
So Catherine just put the thing is with Mario is that she's played over 5,000 minutes in the 24-25 season for club and country. That's a lot of minutes, and that's a lot of pressure on one person's body. I mean, I personally couldn't do that.
Mate, I struggle walking. Dorian, I tell you, I struggle walking up and down the same road 4 times. So I can do. Like this is for Catherine as well. I wonder if there's a way. I know you're the genius with this, but I'd like to know who the closest people minutes wise are to her in the WSL playing. I don't think there's anyone near her.
Yeah.
not like for club
No.
and country.
No, definitely not. In terms of pressure, looking at that stat alone, that piles pressure on one person, and then of course, then you have the criticism of the Arsenal fans, and maybe when she goes to Spain, she's maybe the same there as well. I haven't really watched Spain's games recently to maybe view a performance for them, but they're maybe saying the same at the moment. And then, of course, obviously, you have the whole rumoured of her and Wally. If that's true, then she's just not lost a partner in terms of like she's lost her, but that's someone that she's been used to spending mostly every day with, to then that person not being there. And we all know we're all in a relationship. Spending time away from your partner for that long can have such an effect on you, and maybe that's playing on her mind as well. Yeah, and obviously with the reports that's come out over with Wally, maybe it's left a bit like the way Beth went when Viv left, a little bit of a bitter taste, and in terms of that could affect her. There could be many things that could affect her in terms of things that's going on, but yeah, she's definitely, by the sounds of it, get pressure on her, and I genuinely do think we will see this. We'll see the best in her coming towards the back end of the season, and yeah, it's a hard one for Mario because you don't want to pile the pressure on one player, but given the season that Mariona had last season, again, it comes down to consistency with Arsenal. All us fans are just looking for is a bit of consistency for these players, and we've said it time and time again.
Yeah. So that stat that Catherine's put in, I think it's 64 games for Barcelona and then 57 for us.
Yeah.
I think that shows you how heavily reliant she is. And I don't know if that's including internationals.
Yeah, this is including internationals.
Yeah, so you think that's what? God, I'm not good at maths. About 116, 117 games. It's a lot of pressure on the body, and I'll put this out to the floor for anyone to answer. Could Mariona's?
I'd love to know how many marathons that is, because let's face it, if we were all told to start training for the London Marathon, tomorrow and be ready for that, you're not going to be ready for it, are you? So how can we expect a player who's played that many minutes to come back a season after? Bearing in mind not having a summer break right after the Euros, she was right back at Arsenal. So yeah, give the girl a bit of slack, and not aimed at you, Kev, but I know there's many people on X that's like, oh, this is the last season, we should see Mariona, and she's gave us what she had to give us, blah blah blah. That's not down to one player.
Yeah. It's probably 100% more marathons than I will do. Yeah, but the question I'm going to put out to so anyone can answer this is: could also the issue be is that Mariona clearly doesn't know what is her position, because we have been seeing Mariona play at 10 throughout the season and play at 8. So, like last season, it was a little bit. I think we can agree it was a lot more settled the midfield, because obviously we had Mariona in that 10, but like this season, sometimes she's been at 8 because we've said about it on here, and then sometimes only recently I think she's been at 10, and since we've gone on our little run when she's been at 10, I think that's when things have looked better.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, especially in the Leuven game, I could see the better Mariona, the what we were used to. But then someone made a point who was at the game, and they tweeted it on obviously X or Twitter. Does anyone at home know if Mariona was injured, because she genuinely looked like it when they were at the game? I know, and then obviously she came off on TV, to me personally, it didn't look like Mariona was playing on an injury at all. But and going back to the whole where Mariona's position is, to be honest, as you say, Claude, Renee doesn't even know where Mariona's best position is, and I don't think Mariona does, and that could be so unsettling as well, because you just basically like, well, 1 minute I'm this and I'm going forward and attacking, and then I'm being told the next minute when a certain player comes off to pull back, and the full game I've done the running.
Yeah.
And now I'm then left to then try and defend a game, what I've not been used to the full game. So it's confusing in terms of confusing for us as fans, confusing for Renee as a manager, and confusing for Mariona as a player.
Yeah. No, I agree. Just so people know, the Leuven game at home is at Meadow Park. Yeah. I'm not a fan of us playing at Meadow Park. I think it's a bit of a backward step, but that's just my opinion. I know not many people agree with me with that, but yeah, that's the news coming out that we'll be playing Leuven at home on the 18th February at Meadow Park. I think it's an 8 p.m. kickoff. James.
Shit that week.
We'll find that out in a second why. That might get some more subscribers, Kev. So hold that thought. James, on the Mario chat, what Laura was just saying, are you in agreement with that?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, my thing that I was kind of looking at it from a Mario perspective is, I think she's more so, she's came to us for a challenge, and not to be too much sort of sour douse on it. I don't think we've been quite as up to the challenging level Mario has been looking for. But in terms of an injury, I'd be honest, I thought she played pretty well, but I think as well, looking at it with the Leuven game, as much as she did kind of have a position to play, she was back to that free flow.
Yeah.
It was, if you want to go and chase a ball down the wing, chase it. If you want to sit back and help defence, sit back and help. You want to go in the box and be a secondary striker and attack the ball, go and do it.
I think she does a lot of the unattractive stuff, doesn't she?
Mariona, we seen it when she first came in.
Yeah.
We tried to sort of get her to play that kind of maybe more attacking sense of a Kimmy Little position.
Yeah.
It didn't work. We tried to push her a bit further up and stick her in the middle. It didn't work.
No.
And then for a couple of games, it was like we just went, do what you want. Just be on the pitch, do what you want. And all of a sudden, we were banging 3, 4, 5 goals a game. That's what I think that's what we need is a main objective for Mariona. It's either you're defending or attacking. But see, when you are in control of the game, do what you like. You just be the sort of float around player, because that seems to annoy players more with her. Because then they can't track, or she's playing that sort of set way, I can sit with her. All of a sudden, if a player's trying to mark it out of the game, 1 minute the player's up her end, she's back at her own end, she's all over the park. And that's what splits the gaps up. And I think that's what we need to get back to with her, is just go and do your thing. And the other 10 will work it out around you.
Yeah. I think Catherine's put a stat in, and it looks like that it's basically most of the Arsenal players play all the time. So I think it's Mariona, Leah, and McCabe, Russo, then Bronze, which probably figures, to be honest, because Russo has to play all the time. Even though I think there's games coming up that you don't necessarily need to play Leslie Russo in, personally. Like on Sunday, I don't think she needs to play. And to be honest, I don't know. I don't know if she really needed to play on Wednesday. She played quite well, but I think Stina could have done a job there. But yeah, and I think that's the bigger picture, isn't it, guys? Like, you've got to think these players are playing all these minutes. This is where you need to have such a good squad so you can rotate. And maybe that's why some other teams have players that are fresher sometimes. You look at Chelsea, Bronze was playing all the time. I know it's the other side, but they brought in Carpenter, didn't they? So I think they can even see like the situation. I know we're saying that I know they don't play as much games as, like, say, the men do, but it's still a lot of minutes. Just finishing on that point, Ryan, hi, I hope you're right. It's not disrespectful, mate, playing the games at Meadow Park. That wasn't my point. At the end of the day, they are going to play. They already said at the start of the season they was going to play the group stage games at Meadow Park, but then the other ones were going to be at the Emirates. But thinking about it, they're not really going to probably going to struggle to sell the tickets they need to for a Leuven game. Like, I can guarantee you now, they don't play that Chelsea quarter-final at Meadow Park. So that kind of gets rid of that narrative. Kev, the moment we've all been waiting for. Why are you going to have be in the shit that week? And then we'll get on to the rest of it.
I'm going to too many games.
Oh, no. Oh, dear.
Because obviously, you've got the bloody Brighton away on the weekend of my birthday. That's the weekend of my birthday, so I'm definitely going to lose me wingman 66 virginity. But yeah, January, February, I'm just going to too many bloody games. I'm going to be in the deep doo-doo.
But in defence, this is where I'm glad that Tash is probably not listening. In your defence, is that there is a break when the season finishes, so you can spend time with people and do what you got to do in that time. Surely.
Yes.
Yeah, I say it. I'm glad it's not just.
But it doesn't seem to matter. Apparently.
See, that's where James doesn't have that problem, because it's me dragging James to the games and not James dragging me.
Then there's also, I've got to try and find time to fit in a couple of shifts on blood bikes, because I do that on a voluntary basis as well.
Yeah.
Which means I could be out all day on the bike delivering blood. So it's and of course still working 5 days a week.
It's a busy life. Right. We'll go on to the Paul. I want to talk to you about Beth Mead. Actually, we're talking about players who who haven't been playing well, but I think it's been quite the opposite with her, hasn't it? Recently, I think she's probably been one of our better players. Another goal as well. What are you thinking about Beth Mead? I think she's definitely playing like she wants to still be at the club and probably sign a new deal, not like on the other side, the winner.
Yeah, I mean, we had the discussion last year, didn't we, that she seemed to be sort of dipping off in form, and the question over whether she'd stay with us or whether she was looking to move on. And then Chloe Kelly came in on a permanent deal in the summer, and you did think then who's going to get the nod in that position. But the last few games that Beth has played in, she's really sort of cemented her position in the team, and she's been picking up a couple of goals and assists, and she's been playing how she did sort of 2 or 3 years ago, and it's almost a bit like Kim Little last season as well. She had a little bit of a bad run of form, and then she came back like a born again player, and it seems like the same thing's gone through Beth, that she's now back to her best. She really wants to play for the club. She really wants to be banging in the goals, and hopefully long may it continue for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And into obviously we're going into the cup competitions starting this Sunday with the Subway Cup, then with FA Cup again in January. So we need all the players that we can get that are on form going into them. Subway Cup, FA Cup. We're going to be champions of the world come the 1st of February as well. So, all those ones coming up, that this is the time that we need the players to be on form. We need the players back from injury, like we've touched on with Leah coming back into the team. So it's really positive to see her performing how she is.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just seen Darren's message, and we don't obviously condone that, but there you go. But
I don't fancy living in a caravan.
no. That's why Darren's at all the games now. We know. But yeah, obviously, Laura, about Beth. I think it's always the comparison's been Beth Mead and Caitlin Ford, hasn't it? Like, for some reason, for years and years, they've always been compared to each other. So let's carry that on. I think Beth Mead is playing some really, really good football, probably getting back a little bit to her best. Apart from the pace, maybe is not as what it was, but the intricate play and the goals and what she's creating. But then you look at Caitlin Ford, it's not clicking for her at the moment. So it's like, if you was to say which one out of the two probably deserves a new deal, and you probably wouldn't mind keeping, which is mad when you think she nearly could have gone to City Lionesses. It's probably Beth, isn't it?
Yeah, I would agree with you there, George, completely. What if I was hosting tonight? One of my questions was Caitlin Ford seems to be starting on the bench, and in terms of what does Caitlin Ford need to do now to get a starting 11 position, because right now something just isn't clicking with Caitlin, but it is for Beth. I've been really impressed with Beth's performances lately, not just up in the front line, but getting back to defend and showing a bit of heart, sliding in for tackles and things like that. And again, we always refer back to it, and it's always on Twitter. You've still got the ones that are like, "Oh, she's rubbish," even in the terms of when you know football and you've been brought up with football, and you know in terms of how football works, and not just because the name on the back and the name obviously on the lioness name and things like that. That's clearly why half of the fans obviously follow these football players but don't actually know how football works.
Yeah.
And just expecting these players to just come up with miracles every time. And it's always Beth that's in the firing line for it. Beth should do better. Beth should do this. Beth should do that. Beth. It's not. We've said it time and time again as well. It's a team of 11 players, and it needs to be the 11 players on the pitch that need to perform.
Yeah. Well, I'm not like
Sorry, George.
I was going to say, like, I've not been the biggest Beth Mead fan. Like, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say I have, but I think you can only judge on what you're seeing when you're watching the game, and I think she has been one of our best players recently.
Yeah.
And actually,
I was going to say that as well. I think as of right now, Beth is up there with one of our best players this season. So
I think she's dragged us through it, mate, as well. Like, we've needed our big characters to drag us through that really shit run of form. Let's be honest. We didn't on the pitch. We didn't have Leah Williamson, and there was, for a moment, we didn't have Kim Little, who are big characters at the club, and people like Steph Catley. I don't think she's the future of the club. I keep saying that, but she stepped in when she needed to. She hasn't been amazing, but she hasn't been shit either. But the one person I think who has dragged us through that is Beth Mead. Yeah. And surely that, and for me to change on what I'm saying with that is a big turn as well. But maybe she deserves a new deal. Maybe she deserves that loyalty to say like a 2 or 3 year deal, and then you say she's going to be the one who players like Olivia Smith, and if we buy any other wingers, learn from. Like, because Olivia Smith could not have a better person to learn from than Beth Mead. Like,
yeah, exactly.
At the club. So I think that's the case. And maybe Caitlin Ford, what does she need to start? Probably be threatening.
Yeah.
Like, she's had a deflected shot, and it sounds a bit bad that I'm going in on her, but what I mean that is I don't think consistently she's at the level of what she was before she had the injury, and plus she's not at the level that Olivia Smith and Beth Mead are at the moment.
Yeah, I would say that if I was the person to pick the starting 11, and to be honest with you, I don't think at the start of the season I would have said this, but the first two people on my team sheet is Beth Mead and Olivia Smith.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just catching up with a message. But yeah. But with Ford, I know people say it confuses teams, but I just think there's a massive drop off when Ford's there. Like, this season, I've not been excited or that when Caitlin Ford has come on or started. When I've seen Beth Mead play and Olivia Smith, I know people say, "Oh, but they both play on the right," but one of them can play on the left. I don't know. Like, I've not really been that excited with Ford or Kelly on the other side. So, but Kelly has a reason because she's injured. Like, she's been injured for a while. Let's be real. She's probably been injured.
Too
like
busy at
Leah.
Footballers League and the sports personality of the year award, so she needs to stop doing that.
Putting up those Christmas trees, that's what it is.
Just pushing it in there, trying.
Yeah. But I just what I mean is that I think Kelly's carried an injury from the semi-final of the Euros, and she's just been playing like they've had to. But I don't know. Sometimes we've watched enough football. Sometimes you look at certain players and you think, yeah, they're halfway gone already.
Yeah,
and that's the impression I get of Ford.
I mean, I think it's a bad day when we haven't once this season heard Drew call her Ballon Ford, when that's all you said last season.
Yeah.
We haven't once heard you say that this season.
No. Boredom Ford now. Bored of it.
Mido door. Is that what we call
it? Mido, right. But yeah, cool. We'll carry on. James, I want to carry on with the game anyway, but obviously we briefly spoke about her. Once again, as I've been saying about Livy Smith, she scored some big goals. I think she's in a decent run of form now, and like she just reminds me so much. And I don't like comparing it, but she gets the same treatment as Bukayo Saka did. Like, she gets the shit kicked out of her. How she's not got many GBH charges against, like, that she's had to call out. Like, the amount of kicking up in the air she's got. But when she's on form, she enough can finish, can't she?
Don't get me. I think she's another one. It's kind of like on the same lines as when we brought in Mario last year. She's came in, she's no struggled at all, straight in, hit the ground running, delivered pretty much what we were expecting from her, in the sense of producing goals, chances, taking players on. She does get a bit of the rougher treatment from other teams, but I think at the same time, I'm not really wanting to wrap and bubble wrap because it's going to be expected. And that's that kind of player. I'm not saying I want to see teams try and go and end their career and snap off their legs into, but she's that kind of player with a trickery of her feet. She's like the opposite of what I would say Katie McCabe is. Olivia Smith can wind a player up with a ball at her feet and get into those positions and get like when the rest do give us them the free kicks, penalties and stuff. Katie McCabe does it the opposite way. She doesn't do it with her feet, she does it with her mouth. She stands in the air and nip, nip, nip. Whereas Olivia Smith, it's you want the ball, here's the ball, and she does the flicks and the tricks and the turns to the point a defender gets that annoyed if that's a case of, well, if I can't get the ball naturally from you, then it's here. There's a kick to the back of the legs. Hopefully you'll knock him back again. It's good to see she's not scared when those tackles come in, which is a good thing to see. A lot of players would be, I'm not going near that player again because they've already hit me hard once before. The next one might give me an injury. She's put the ball back at my feet. I'm going straight back for number 2. And that's what I like to see. But hopefully the rest will pick up on seeing it in a couple of our previous games. She got kicked the life out of, and it was, get up. No, give the free kick. They've not took the ball, they've took the player, give the free kick. And hopefully we've seen that. We'll see more of the Olivia Smith in those wee sort of niggly areas and winning his bigger chances.
Yeah. And also that can work in your favour, can't it, Kev? Obviously, with her getting fouled as much as she does, obviously brings another attack with the set pieces as long as we start using them to our main strength, like not all just taking it short, like actually try and cause attacks on goals, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and although it's not actually been working that well this season, we do have an aerial threat if we put it in, as long as we don't chip it straight to the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
which does tend to happen a little too much. But the one thing back on Liv getting kicked, the last game at Meadow Park, where she got the absolute shit kicked out of her all game, then won the ball in a tackle and got booked. When none of the players that had hacked her down picked up a yellow card. That's European refs. But our set pieces have got to, they need to improve a bit. We have had, say, Lotta hit the post from one, less again, hitting the woodwork, hitting the keeper. But we are, I'll say it again, at some point someone's going to get a right bloody hammering because they're going to start finding the net.
Yeah.
And the more of these set pieces you get, just keep cracking in the chances. Or would we have 25 shots midweek?
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's gonna be a game where it goes 5 or 6. Gav, hi. Hope you're all right, mate. I know you said there's a lot of Arsenal fans here. Funny that. Welcome to the Arsenal Women Chat Show. I don't know what's give it away, but yeah. Also, is there any other comments, Laura?
There's one that says Smith has to be a starter at Arsenal the way Thompson is backed by a manager. No way Smith can be a bench player. They've also said, and moving her to the left-hand side was the best option because Beth Mead is so good despite her age. So
yeah, no, I agree. If you're seeing Mead and Smith starting, you're happy, aren't you?
Yeah, as I say, if I'm picking the starting 11, Beth Mead and Olivia Smith's the first people on my team sheet. In terms of, touching on set pieces, I think, again, if you watch a lot of Arsenal set pieces back where Leah Williamson's in that team, the one person they always aim for is Leah Williamson because they know she's got a cracker of a header and sometimes that ball can hit the back of the net or creates a chance. And I think that's maybe where we've missed that. They've not been so used to not having Leah there in terms of where the set pieces go. They've obviously not worked on that with it, Leah, and I think that's maybe something that Arsenal should be doing in terms of when Leah isn't there.
Yeah, and apparently you're wearing a flower crown.
Yeah, it's my flower at the behind my flower pot behind me.
Oh, right.
And it's making it look like I've got a flower crown when I'm sitting. I'm going to move to the side now because
It's fine. They're just letting you blossom into the show.
yeah.
With set pieces in the past, I know it's going back a little while, but we had Lena Hurtig and Amanda Illistead,
Yeah.
who were fantastic in the air.
Yeah.
But also on the where you've just touched on, Laura, with Leah, that even when we have set pieces and they're not aiming for Leah, she tends to drag a couple of defenders away because they assume that's where we're going to aim for. So when we don't aim for her, we aim for someone else. She's already dragged those players away, which then creates a bit of space for the other players that are in the box. So I think Leah, we've missed Leah from a set piece point of view. And hopefully now, where she's coming back, so in the second half of the season, that's an area that we can definitely improve on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I'm trying to remember who scored the third goal.
The third goal was the own goal.
Own goal.
Oh, it was the own goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
40.
Yes. Funny enough.
Yeah.
Can I just touch on that third goal a little bit? Cause
I was going to let you do that because I don't remember it, to be honest.
Yeah, Kyra Cooney-Cross. I'll give credit where credit is due with Kyra Cooney-Cross on that third goal. She picks the ball up in midfield and does like this curl pass to Caitlin Ford obviously for Caitlin to go in and get the shot off to then get the third goal, which I thought was spectacular from Kyra Cooney-Cross, and she does deserve credit for that. And it was just a lovely pick out on that wing for Caitlin. It's just a shame that obviously the goal never ended up in Caitlin's name.
Gav, yeah, that is true. We, as champions of Europe, if we win our playoff game, we then beat Chelsea in the quarterfinals. So that is what happens. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter because I didn't see it, so it didn't happen.
If anyone's wondering, Gav is an in the closet Arsenal fan, but claims he's a Chelsea fan.
He's wore Arsenal tops before. But we love you, Gav. We appreciate you actually coming on there, and you know what I mean. As a Chelsea fan, like we only let one in, and you're the one. So, I think like what you were saying, Laura, with Kyra, she has faced criticism, but I just think that is because obviously we all know how important that field is for the way we play. I think she's been put into a position that has not really helped her that much and has put her at the forefront. I think outside noise doesn't help with that. I'm probably wearing Tottenham scarves. That don't normally help. But I think I still stick to it. Mark, I appreciate you coming on, and if you're still here as well. But I don't think she's ready to start for us week in, week out in the first 11. But I wouldn't sell her, but I would rotate her in and out if we had another midfielder.
You want me to answer that one?
Oh, anyone, to be fair.
Yeah, in terms of that, I'd like to see a lot more rotation between her and Palova, simply just to keep them fit and obviously to keep them happy at Arsenal with game time.
Yeah.
I think those two can maybe learn off each other and learn off the people that are round about them in terms of midfield.
Yeah.
But we know that at least one of them is going to possibly leave at the end of the season because they're not happy with game time.
Yeah.
But There are small glimpses of Kyra that I can see that are there that you're like, that's a special player that we have.
A
But
bit like Palova, isn't it?
yeah, Palova for me is more defensive. I think she's more. I notice a lot of Palova's more defensive work, and I don't notice that in Kyra.
Yeah.
But with Kyra, I notice in terms of wanting to get the ball forward a lot more.
Well, it
But-
should be the other way around, really. to be
Yeah.
honest.
Should be, yeah, but unfortunately, it hasn't been
No.
that way.
No.
Yeah, it's a really tricky one between Kyra and obviously Vicky, and
Yeah.
I'm really sure off the pitch they're two great people, and you'd love to keep them at the club, but yeah, unfortunately, I think it's going to be a sad state of affair when one of them leaves, and it's simply because they're not happy with the game time that they're receiving at Arsenal.
Maybe it'll go down to who's got the more popular song. That's how they'll keep them. It'll be like,
No.
well, we're
Right now, I don't think any of them have a more popular song because it's not the very first song that you start a match off with. But
no.
so
But yeah, anyway, we'll go round quickly just so we can wrap it up about Leuven. Obviously, we beat Leuven, we qualified for the playoffs, and then what a shock, we got drew against Leuven. So just a one-word answer, just where we go around quickly. Do you think we'll struggle, or do you think we'll struggle to get through against Leuven? I'll start with you, Kev.
No.
Right, thank you. That's the answer I was hoping. James?
No.
God,
you just think about that one now.
I was getting a bit worried there when he's like, no. I was like, no, don't do this to me. Paul?
No, not Wellington.
No, I don't think we'll struggle against Leuven. To be honest with you, I think we'll go and do double of what we did against them in that round, simply because we know how they play.
I think that's the first time on the show this season that we've all agreed on one thing. So come on, guys, this is progress. We're back. Right, so obviously that will be in the second week of February. So I think the first game away is like the when is it? 12th, 11th or the 12th, sorry. And then the next leg will be on the 18th, which again, is at Meadow Park.
Let me double check
I know the Highbury Fans Forever group are talking about it a lot. So
the 18th.
Okay, 18th, yeah. So a lot of people will be hopefully watching. I think by the time that second leg, it's going to be a bit of a. I think most of the ties should be over by then. So, but talking about cup games, we go in on Sunday to play against Crystal Palace away at Sutton. I think we should be expecting Paul to see quite a bit of rotation. Would you have thought? Like, could you see people like maybe Ford? I don't know, like maybe a Cadena or someone like that, and them Frida starting, like just to rotate, because whatever we should have a good enough squad to get through against Crystal Palace, shouldn't we?
We should have. I mean, our academy could probably start, and we'll still get through. But
I
like
that optimism.
See people like Stina get a start. Frida, it'd be great for Leah to get the start. I'd like to see Leah and Lotta start the game with just to build up that relationship again, because obviously we know Steph's off to Australia in the new year for the cup, and then you've got Cadena that can come on if Leah does sort of only get an hour or so on there. But this is the sort of game that you can easily look at and think, do you know what, we've got a 3 or 4 week break after this, let's bring in those technically those squad players and give them a good run out before going into that break, and then we can go and hammer Man United in the new year.
Gav, to answer your question, the reason Chloe Kelly's not been playing is because she's injured, mate. Like, and her going to Chelsea, there's more chance. Oh, what's that comparing that to? There's more chance Mr. Blobby becoming the Prime Minister. Like, it's not happening. So Chloe Kelly will not be going to Chelsea, mate. Like, so you
It's
just
the
have
same
to.
as what we say about Leah. She'll never wear blue. Not
Yeah,
your blue,
exactly.
anyway.
Yeah, but I'd probably say you've got more chance of signing Matthew Kelly, mate, than Chloe Kelly. So, right, James, I'll come to you quickly. Like a bit like what Paul said. Obviously, surely Stina should be able to start tomorrow's game, and you don't need not tomorrow, Sunday. Sorry, and you don't need to be playing Leslie Russo in that. It's a perfect time to rest her, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the perfect time to be resting a good few of the team, if I'm honest. But we know it's Arsenal. It would genuinely wouldn't surprise me if we play the exact same team that we did there against Leuven. I'd like to see Stina get the start because hopefully get a good couple of goals, lead into Christmas, confidence up because we're going to need everybody in all cylinders January, February, March. And the last time we won, a player not coming in with confidence. So gear her on it, let her get a good few goals behind her and sign off for Christmas.
Yeah, cool, nice one. Kev, are you in agreement with that, with the rotation?
Yeah. I wouldn't go wholesale, but because we haven't got that depth on the bench. But I would, yeah, Lotta and Leah, yeah, love to see that start. But yeah, we will have to. I don't actually expect Renee to change it too much. Maybe 3, possibly 4 different from the starting lineup against Leuven. But then she's always got the option of getting the game won in 45 and giving some of the others a half. It won't happen because she won't change anybody until the hour. But Sophie Harwood needs another run out.
Bearing in mind as well, we've got Leah Harbert back.
I don't know if she can play though, can she?
Yeah, because the cup hasn't started yet, has it? So.
But does she not have to have been registered?
No, I don't think they would have. I think they would have maybe have registered or known that he was going to come back at the Christmas because obviously UWCL is finished, the league is over, so they maybe would have registered, known that he was coming back. Yeah, maybe need to look into that.
Yeah, but yeah, like me personally, I wouldn't mind on Sunday seeing a team of say Borba. I think Fox, because she's had a bit of a rest, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Maybe Leah starting, getting a good 45 minutes with Lotta, or it probably would be Lotta, and then you've got Hines that can play there. Then obviously I think Kim would start. If Palova's well enough now, you could play Palova, and I'd probably say Mariona, and then Frida could come on if she wanted to. And then you've got those options, haven't you? Like, say, like you're 2-3-0 up and there's like 10, 15 minutes to go. You could bring someone like Sophie Harwood on for Fox just to get at least some minutes, because I think like she's 17, isn't she, as well? So she's still quite young. And then if Layla Harwood is in the squad, she can get a few minutes as well. Because I don't think they're going to play them sort of players in the semi-final if we get through. So I think
no, you wouldn't risk them against Chelsea, would you?
No, so if you can get Leah to be doing a good 60, 65 minutes on Sunday, then I think that puts her in perfect position for the Man United game.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, we'll go around quickly and get your predictions. So Laura, I'll start with you. What's your prediction?
I'm going to go 6-0.
Cool, I'll take that. nice close game. Paul.
Oh, go 5-0.
Oh, Kev.
I'll give it 5.
Oh. James. Doesn't say that 1-1.
I think it's a bit tighter. I'm going to go 3-0.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go 4-0 because might as well because everyone else is the other end. So yeah. Just want to say to Mark.
Can I also put the prediction in that Katie McCabe goes over in clotheslines Rooker Littlejohn as well? When
She
she's
must
sitting in the
play.
stands on a 5-match
Yeah,
Cantona.
it might be funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, just want to say to Mark, thank you for watching earlier, and Merry Christmas to you as well, mate. So yeah, obviously, hopefully we get the win on Sunday. As you can all probably understand, this will be the last show before Christmas. And we'll be going on a bit of a break till like the start of the new year, just because Christmas time and all that and everything's busy, and yeah, we've all got food to eat. Yeah, we've all got food to eat and spend time with people that we're meant to, Kev. So yeah, all I wanted to say is for this year, thank you to everyone who has supported the channel. So that includes some big people like Jonesy, Liam, Ryan, even Leanne Sanderson, Tim Steelman. There's so many to mention, and obviously everyone who's the guests here. It's so appreciated, and the people that actually help make these shows possible. So that's like Laura and Mel, Paul, and everyone else who helps support the channel. So it just means a lot. We chat shit all the time, but we do it as a family, and we don't agree with everything. And you never know, we might have a return of someone called Jack, if you remember him, in the new year. So he's been in hiding since Italy got battered against England. So we'll bring him back. So yeah, just want to say thank you to everyone. So James, thank you for everything you do as well, mate, and have a good Christmas.
You too, mate. All the best to you. I hope you have a good one. Enjoy your
Yeah.
new year as well. Try not to stay too sober too many days.
I can't promise that. George is on a health kick in January, so that's going to be an hard one. So, and Kev, thank you for always being around and helping as well.
Yeah, always a pleasure, mate. Always love talking about Arsenal.
Yeah, that's just in the pub. Paul, thank you for everything you do as well. Like, it really means a lot.
Yeah, all good, mate. And don't forget everyone to stay hydrated over Christmas.
Yeah,
that Christmas spirit might be in the bottom of a bottle somewhere.
I'm
and then save the best to last. Laura, thank you. Yeah, words are not enough, so thank you for everything.
You're very welcome. Always a pleasure to help out and stuff. I'm bored between my shifts in the day, so I'm always trying to find stuff to do. So
and we've got some big things coming up. Obviously, we've got the Highbury fans weather stuff what me and Laura are doing. That's really going well. Like, we've got over 150 people now in the group, which is mental, really. And they all don't think we talk rubbish, so we must be doing something right. And then we've got some like big games in the new year where we're doing them as groups. So just keep watching this space. We've got some more stuff, hopefully. With the podcast, there might be a bit of a tweak and a change to some social media stuff we're doing, but obviously watch that space, just because Facebook don't like us. So we'll
don't like the logo.
yeah. Maybe Zuckerberg's a Chelsea fan. But yeah, so just thank you all, and just thank you to everyone in the chat. So everyone have a lovely Christmas and a happy New Year, and come on, you Gunners.